Guys, did you see what I saw? This episode was bananas. When I tell you I cried from the beginning to the end and I wear glasses. So it was really easy for me to just slip my pointer finger across there and wipe those tears while they was resting on the brim of my glasses. Oh my goodness, this week was crazy. I don't know if I predicted this before. I'm not sure. Um, I think you all hit me in the comments. I think that I said that one of the babies wasn't going to make it, but I wasn't clear. It only makes sense because I had said before that there was no space for babies on Sistas, like little Michael. We don't really see him too much. They've made it so that he is possibly autistic, I think. But we don't see him much at all. So now we have, well, let me just get into it before, because I'm just going on and I just moved ahead. Question, did you see what I saw? There we go. Moving on. Keep having faith was the name of this episode. As I said, it was good. I cried from the beginning all the way to the end. All the way to the end. So guys, let's get right into it. At the beginning of the show, Andy and Sabrina needed to clear the room right away. They were lollygagging. I get it. I understand. They needed to move on. They needed to just get on up out of there so that they could start the process with Karen. Karen was in distress. So they needed to take care of her right away. Now, let me say this before I get back into this, my commentary, my predictions, blah, 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 yeah. Everybody came with it. Everybody played their roles this week. Everybody came with it. Aaron and his toys, there was a little, his tears, they were a little, but anyway, moving on. So it took them a while to clear the room. And here comes Lisa. I love Lisa bad in real life, on the screen. She is just like my shero. She has always been very beautiful, but here she is on Sistas. Her name is Sherry Belafonte. Just in case you guys don't know, daughter of the late and the great Harry Belafonte. And I think he passed, was it last year before that? But yeah, but that's my girl. That's my girl. She played her role. I wish she had been a little bit more emotional, but if we look back at her role throughout, she was always just a little rough around the edges, being that she is a motorcyclist. But anyway, I love her. Loved her in this. DNR. They asked if Karen had a DNR. So for you guys that do not know what a DNR is a do not resuscitate. And that's something that you put in writing. So when you have a situation like this one was a potential situation, and I have a DNR, that means that you do not want to be resuscitated. And so in this situation, they really played with our emotions and they did a good job. Now with me and my DNR, that means that I do not want to be resuscitated, providing that I am headed into a vegetative state. So let's try it once. And if it's not, looking like we're going to get there and I'm not going to have all my faculties, then let's everybody get together and let's say our goodbyes. And then we go from there. Now with Karen, when they came, that was a lot of information, y'all. I just gave y'all my whole life story, but sit on that. But with Karen, they made it seem like she was going to pass. So throughout the show, this is where our emotions are. Now, finally, Andy approached Dr. Cruz. Now, let me go back. Andy was looking off to the side. We didn't know where she was going and what she was going to do. At least I did. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't know where she was going or what she was going to do. I thought that perhaps Gary didn't made it out the hospital. I mean, not the hospital, out of jail. He probably should have been in the hospital. But anyway, I'm thinking that he's there. I'm thinking that Robin finally came to save the day. I'm just a little upset because nobody has said anything about Robin. I have yet to make the time to go back and watch that final episode. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it before next week. So when I come back, I'll have a little bit more information. I can kind of see where they were, where I thought they were going and where they may possibly go. But anyway, so I'm looking for Robin to show up and save the day. Andy finally approaches Dr. Cruz, and I'm glad that she did when she put that little Esquire in there. I'm glad she did. This is what she was supposed to do, but guess what? He didn't look moved at all. He was looking through her like she was a window. He gave less than a you know what. I don't curse. But anyway, um, I'm doing notes, y'all. She didn't go off because that's not her, but we can always rely on Danny to go off. Now, Danny was doing what she usually does in a case like this. She was seeking out to get some smoke therapy. I believe she stepped out before in the last episode and got her little smoke therapy, a little herbal essence. But I get it. That's her vice. That's what keeps her going. She ain't hurt nobody. I understand. Sabrina's outfit, and I spoke about this before. I think it's something about the shapes. It's something about it and the colors. That's me, except for that purse, but I spoke about that. But I love this outfit. Everything I would wear this outfit. Like, it may not fit me the way it fit her, but I would wear that outfit real bad. But anyway, moving on. Sabrina confides in Danny about Rich and Penelope. At first, I was feeling kind of funny about that, but Danny had a point when she said, listen, pretty much, we can't control what's happening in there. It would be pretty good. It'd be a good idea for us to just speak about our daily lives to kind of, put a little cover on what's really going on or what's more important. But anyway, so she's talking to Danny about what happened with Penelope and Rich. And I love how Danny supports her peeps. I love that because she comes with her heart. And guys, this might be a little short in the episode because I got some more shows I got to do. But anyway, I love how she comes with her heart. Rich calls. He is such a, I don't curse, so I can't say what I want to say. But she kind of let him have it when he called. She didn't let him have it the way I would have let him have it. I wonder how Sabrina felt about her talking to Rich the way she did, even though, like I said, it was a very surface curse out. It was very surface. I wonder how she felt about the way she spoke with Rich and how she blocked him. I wonder how she might have felt. But anyway, Fatima referenced which baby survived. Now, let me go back. Dr. Vine said that one of the babies didn't make it. So we know this is what happened last week. Fatima said it when she referenced which baby survived. She said it, but I thought it. But I believe that it might have been just a little inappropriate at the time because Zach and Aaron agreed that they would take care of both babies as if they were their own. So if Zach would take care of his baby and Aaron's, and Aaron would do the same. So I'm wondering, now that we know that one of the babies was stillborn, if Zach will still participate in the life of the other baby. Now, what do I think about that? I don't think it's a good idea. I think it's best that he cuts ties with that situation because that just opens the door for more emotional distress with Karen. It opens the door because then that gives us the opportunity to hear her say how she wish it was Zach's baby. Let her get mad at Aaron. Let her get mad at Aaron. Or even while she's going through this postpartum, because she's going to go through more than postpartum because she lost one of her babies. And it's very touching because you have to imagine that you're having two children. And so you already love them. You already love them when they're in utero, and then you give birth and you only have one. So you have to put yourself in her shoes. But I hope that it doesn't become a situation where she wishes it was Zach. Now, we have to bear in mind, and I spoke about this before several times, how the storylines between Zatima and Sistas, how is that going to work out? Because Fatima is showing she's going to have a baby shower in the next season of Zatima. So I'm wondering how they're going to separate that. And if they do put that over into Sisters, that's going to be a huge problem, because here's Fatima. If I say Zatima, y'all know what I'm saying. If Fatima they bring that pregnancy over, then here we are with the blue Karen. Here we are with the blue Karen, because Fatima is carrying a child that she wanted. There was still some love, like a little remnant of it, some residue from Karen over to Zach. Now, Zach was in love with Karen. So of course, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to her. We know this, but now that she's lost this child, there's still going to be some leftover feelings, some leftover compassion, and it's only right. It's only right. It should not cause a problem in his relationship with Fatima, but we'll see. We'll see. Moving on before I get into next week's episode. I liked how I didn't like how Aaron has always been alone. Aaron never has a friend. He never has a family member. It's just him and everything that has happened. Now, we had the girl that approached him, and it never came out why she approached him at the salon. If it did, somebody need to let me know, because she approached him, but we still don't know who she is unless you guys saw something that I didn't. And then the ex-wife, who, did what she did in front of him at the salon, or in front of Karen at the salon. She was a person. But other than that, I don't remember him having any type of support. And that's why I was pleased that Zach, he and Zach got together the way that they did. I'll get back to that. Well, let's stay with that. They prayed together. And I like that. Although Aaron is a pastor or preacher, he was at a loss. He couldn't even pray. And his little tears, they tried it. But he was at a loss. He couldn't get his words together. And I was very impressed that Zach was able to deliver that. He almost hit a, yeah, God, it's what's up? It's your boy Zach. He didn't say that, but yeah, I kind of, I can feel that. But I'm glad that they were able to just form a union at that time. And it was important because I believe that they knew that one of the babies would be stillborn, but they were holding out hope. And I was hoping so also, because things happen. Things like this happen where a baby could pull through. But Karen had been sick prior, so that kind of shut that down. But I like the fact that they were able to pray together, and how Lisa heard them and she came around. I just love Lisa. Let me just say that. I love Lisa. But anyway, looking back at my notes, back to Daddy. Daddy said something that was crazy about them wiping off the counter. He and Penelope wiping off the counter after they bumped uglies. I almost died inside. And then she said something about calling the health department. Come on, Danny. Come on. Just let them just stew in their own juices. Okay? Let them do what they're going to do and be who they're going to be. There's nothing going to come of that. I don't believe there's going to be this awesome relationship. I have to ask, and I asked before, where is, not Robin, but where is Jordan? I remember he fell off a little bit. He was a little emotionally unstable. But where is he at this time? He has to show up at some point. There's no space for him right now, but he does have to show up. He's not strong enough to support Andy in this time. Okay, now let me say this. I spoke about, you hear my pages turning. I spoke about I spoke about Danny's pants the last time, and I might have been a little too hard on her because the pants, they fit her body type. They were nice. When she stood up and I saw the pockets and how they played with the cuts of the pants to suit her figure, I liked it. They worked it out. And then I love pink and brown. That combination, pink and brown and pink and black, that's just my junk. But anyway, so I just wanted to apologize for what I said about her pants on the last episode. But this episode, it definitely kept me on my feet. It kept me thinking, and it kept me in tears. I don't have any tears left, so yeah, I'm gonna have to drink extra water today. Zach comes out. Well, let me go back. Lisa comes out of the delivery room first. She came out first and they drew it out. She came out, she had this look on her face, and there was a long silence. And I'm like, okay, somebody need to say something. But there was a long silence, and then it went to commercial. So that kept us on our toes. That kept us waiting. It just cut off. We never saw Lisa speak about it. I don't think we saw her speak about it again. And so Zach comes out and he's cutting up. He's cutting up because we couldn't tell in him cutting up whether one of the babies was his and it was gone or if Karen was gone, because you have to look at it. I never wanted to see Karen like this. So they're playing with our emotions for quite some time. And then he finally says, like in my notes, I said that at that point, it seems Zach was talking about, he needed for the babies to be alive, babies with the IES. So we're looking at it like it could have very well been Aaron's baby at that time. So we're thinking that it could have been his baby, because remember, they're going to raise these children together. And then it said something too. He never saw Karen like this. So it made us think, it gave the illusion that Karen had passed. But that's not what happened. The baby that didn't make it was Zach's. And he spoke about, I think he held her and he was able to look at her, which only made sense. But that was really sad. That was really, really sad. I don't know if you guys were leaning towards that way with whether or not that was going to be Zach's baby, but that was really sad. And he played his role. So I can see him being in a dark place for a little while. I can see him going to Karen to comfort her for a little while. Now, here we go. I liked how Danny broke down. I like to see it. I like to see that soft side of her, because she's been so rough around the edges. And I say this all the time, that they have softened her more and more each season. We're in season 9. So they've been softening her for a while. They really softened her as she was at the end of her relationship with Preston. And then when she got with Tony, she was soft. She's definitely in her soft girl era, and I love it. I love it. Her makeup did not move when she was crying. It didn't move. And I already noticed that it was really beautifully done. Now, my makeup, no, I don't do makeup. Whenever I have makeup, my daughter does it. But I'm working on that, because I have times when I need my makeup and I get tired of bothering her. But the point is, Danny's makeup did not move, and I loved it. I loved how light her tears was. I loved that she did not have the boo-boo face. She didn't develop the boo-boo face in the process, but I love that. So Karen, here we are. Karen has one baby, and I cried even harder with all the blanks in the wait. We had the blank with Lisa. We had the blank with Danny. And then here comes Dr. Vine. There's a blank with him, because he's saying that Karen is going to need support from all of her sisters. He's saying that. So that's still giving the illusion that Karen didn't make it. And so I was just sitting there for that long minute that I had, thinking about how Karen was in the opening credits. But did she really die? Like, did she really die? I almost picked up my phone and did the chat GPT like Sabrina kept doing. and I was going to look and see if she died, but I restrained myself. I didn't do it. I refrained from doing it, y'all. Be proud. But when they went in with Karen, and Karen was just laying there, and she did look like she had gone to glory. She woke up. Of course, they were happy to see her, and I liked the peace and the quiet. I don't know if you guys have ever been in a room with somebody that transitioned, and there's this calm and there's this peace, and you know that whatever was happening with this person is over, and they're in a better place. And I've been in that situation. So when seeing Karen seemingly deceased, it brought back those feelings, and it was a good thing, because if you can reach a person through the screen like they did, that's phenomenal acting. That was really good. Let's see. She wakes up. She's asking for her mama immediately. That's something that we do. We want our mama. She's asking for her mom immediately. And then she begins to ask about the baby. She's talking about how her stomach is flat. Okay, in real life, it don't get flat like that early on. But anyway, so she's wondering, where her babies are. And she learns that one of the babies didn't make it. Now, I was wondering if they were going to offer for her to see the deceased baby, and they did. They did. And I was just heartbroken for her, because I put myself, like all of us, I put myself in her shoes. So I hurt for her. And they brought the baby in. And she handled it pretty well. Now, what I didn't hear is I didn't hear what she named the baby. And I didn't see the reaction that I thought I was going to see when it came out, when it was just said casually that that was Zach's baby. Because where did that come from? Like, Karen didn't even have a fit when she found out. But I guess in the moment, her focus was on both the babies, the one that passed, and then eventually seeing the other baby. But she didn't speak about seeing the other baby. She didn't speak about it. So that was concerning to me, because I think the first thing I would want to do, I would want to see the deceased baby, but I want to see my other baby. I'm going to need to lay my eyes on that other baby to make sure that this is real, that they're not spoon feeding me trauma. But anyway, moving forward. So she named the baby. I couldn't hear what she said. I don't know if she named the baby Faith Taylor. I don't know. I don't know. I could be way off. I need to go back and look. But if she named the baby Taylor, we know that she named the baby after Zach in some kind of way, which would have made sense. But anyway, so I think that was the end of that. Now, I was concerned that she didn't ask for the other baby. But moving on, next week, she's at home. She's going through it. She's miserable. Pam comes over, and she's so out of pocket. Like, Pam didn't need to be here. They shouldn't even roll her into this portion of the scenes. Pam should come in after everything has calmed down, and she should come in as a comfort instead of coming in as a live wire, welcoming two babies when there's just one. But Karen's going through it. She's in the bed. She doesn't want to be bothered with anybody. And this is in next episode. So I couldn't tell you if the next episode they're going to bring the baby out. Is she going to be so traumatized that she doesn't want to be, that she doesn't want to see the other baby, because that's going to serve as a reminder? Because when a woman is traumatized in delivery, it makes it difficult for her to bond with that baby. And so now she's been traumatized, and she had two babies. So she's suffering the loss of the first baby. And I think that the second baby will be a reminder of the trauma that she just experienced. Y'all got to excuse the psychologist in me. I went to school a long time to get those acronyms behind my name. So I still act like one, but but the trauma, I think, would be the fortress built around Karen and how she's going to react to this new baby. So they didn't show much of next week's episode. But yes, my heart goes out to Karen. And I felt guilty. I felt guilty because of all the things I said about how long she was pregnant. Because I said a lot of stuff. Like I was talking about how the baby was already in school. Just, I felt guilty, guys. But I'm going to get over that. I'm going to go ahead and get right on over that. And thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. I'm back in the building. We doing this. Season 9, episode 3. Looking forward to episode 4. I'm just wondering how long this is going to go on before he does that mid-season break. Because as I said last week, I'm just thinking about Beauty and Black coming back in bars. I'm thinking about when Beauty and Black is going to come back in September. So that's about 5 weeks from now. 5, maybe 5.5. I don't know, but somewhere around in there. So I'm just like, okay, if that's 5 more episodes, then that puts us at about 8. That's not enough. The show is going to have to still be on. I don't know how he's going to work that out. But what's crazy is why is Sistas on BET and Beauty and Black is on Netflix? That's kind of crazy. But anyway, that's just me doing too much and digging too far. So I thank you guys for listening, and I'll be back next week. Bye.